Welcome to the Canadian PGA TV final round wrap-up show at the Titleist and FootJoy Canadian PGA Professional Championship. Jeff Dykeman here alongside Scott Pritchard. Scott, what a wild day. A great event, crazy day. At one point we thought the live scoring was broken because there was so much movement on there. Turns out our champion, 2010 champion, Mr. Brian Hutton, a man you know well, head professional at Southbridge Golf and Country Club in near Hamilton. He's a Burlington native, but incredible day, huge par save on the 18th hole. Tell us a bit about Brian to start.
Well, Brian is a bit of an unassuming gentleman. He won the 2007 Spring Championship in the Ontario PGA Tour. It's a major on the Ontario PGA Tour, and that's really all he's won. He won the overall Hunt Trophy standings in 2007 as well. A consistent player, and I spoke to him actually this week. I played golf with him up in Panama in a pro-am, and he said I said, "What's the key to you playing so well?" And he said it was the claw. He actually switched his putting grip during the third round of Russ De Silva's Pro-Am up in Panama City Beach to the claw. And what do you know? He shoots 68 the first round, 73, and then was he 68 today?
Yeah.
68 today, and it was. I watched most of the round, and it was unbelievable.
Well, the huge turning point, Scott. What you saw that on the eagle on 13 and the birdie on 14. At one point in time, Mark Giroir, again, you feel sorry for the guy a little bit, but another great finish for him. He finished second, but Mark Giroir was at 1.9 under par. Couple of bogeys there, but tell us about the eagle he made on Hutton made on 13.
Well, Brian hit a great drive on 13. I'm not sure exactly what he had in. He probably had 3 wood in. He hit it to about 12 feet, made the eagle, and you could see on his face he was sort of like, wow, like this is going. But one thing about Brian, the whole round, he didn't look at any leaderboards.
Wow.
We were on the 18th tee, and the leaderboard was facing the other way, and I walked up to him. I said, he didn't even look. I said, and I thought maybe he didn't see it. I said, Brian, you want to have a look? He goes, Scott, I haven't looked all day, and I'm not going to look now.
Wow.
And then when he made the putt on 18, he was walking off. I'm like, Brian, I go, that's you got a one-shot lead. And then Mark Giroir, obviously, and Dave Zeebrook had an opportunity to tie him, and they didn't, and he was just flabbergasted.
Well, it's amazing. Brian's in the second last group, and he hit it 18 at one of the hardest holes in the golf course, except for Ben Boudreau. He birdied again today, so it's his favorite hole in the golf course. But Brian hit a shot in there, had about a 25-30 footer, ran it about 7 feet by in front of the crowd here, and then rolls it in. The final group, Mark Giroir and Dave's second round leader, Dave Zeebrink, had a chance there to tie him up, and they just couldn't roll it in. But just speak volumes, Scott, about the event, first of all, on the golf course, that the talent level here, every single year, it comes down to the wire.
Well, one thing, too, I was thinking about, there hasn't been a repeat winner here, but it's, Hutton is a new name to the leaderboard. We all know he's a great player, but, you're still getting all those guys at the lead, Danny King, Mark Giroir, we'll look here quickly, but Jeff Booter, Brett Bergeson, Dan Greenwood had a great round today.
Dan Swanson's a new one there as well, too.
So, there's all these the same names, but you never have the repeat champion, and it just goes to show the testament to this golf course, how good it is. There's some quirky greens that guys have difficulty with reading, the Bermuda grass, but what it does is it all shakes down to a great championship.
It's going to be great to chat with Brian. I think that, Mark made 4 birdies of the first 5 holes.
Yeah.
And we thought,
I thought it was over. I saw it. I was like, wow. And Danny was struggling for sure. And everyone, Brian was the only one really, he only shot 1 under, but it was steady.
Yeah. Now, what does it do for Brian, you think, Scott? He returns back home to Ontario. Will he be a force to be reckoned with, you think?
Well, it puts $12,000 in his pocket,
that
which
helps.
I'm sure he could use that. Anyone could use an extra $12,000. But you know what? I think what it does is it boosts his confidence going into senior tournaments next year. He's been close at winning on our senior circuit in Ontario. It also just goes to show that anyone can win any given week.
This will probably put him in a very elite pairing for the Mr. Lube Canadian PGA National Championship this summer. Scott, final thoughts before we go into the final thoughts. First of all, Paul Schweier was shot of the day. Our friend from Sudbury, hole in one. It was pretty cool. He finished the round, and he wanted the card. He wanted to give it to he had his baby here, and he had his wife here as well. Pretty neat story. But final thoughts, Scott, on the tournament. You've been out here 7 times in a row, all 7 years. Is this the best you've seen so far?
Yeah, this is the support. Like I mentioned yesterday from Acushnet Canada, Ted Manning. The trophy presentation is actually going on right now because I got to get out of here. But there's a huge crowd of guys over there watching, and guys are really, the camaraderie that's built down here. That's one of the key things. I see a guy like Jeff Roy who played in the event. He doesn't play in hardly any of our events in Ontario, and he comes down, makes a special appearance to come down and play in the Club Pro Championship. And it's guys like that see the benefit of participating in this event, and I'm sure that Titleist and FootJoy are extremely happy with the caliber of play and the caliber of people that are playing in it.
Fantastic event. Like I said before, it's so cool to see some of these new guys that came down here. They said, I haven't been down here the first 7 years, but this is really fantastic event. I'm so glad I did it. So Brian Hutton, fantastic job. He's a great champion for us, and thanks for watching, folks, all week long. We had some great comments, great feedback from the boys. They really seem to enjoy it. You can check out all the results on cbj.com and golfnewsnow.ca. Thanks again, folks, and thank you, Scott.